All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? What's going on? Coach Cole back with the live show of Sports Frenzy. That's right. Coming to you. It is season 10, episode 1. Oh, my goodness. I can't believe. Well, I guess it was a fairly short summer, be truthful. The time flew right by. I mean, I didn't even get any promos done until last minute this year. So I can't believe how crazy fast summer went. But yes, here we are back again. I just want to welcome any new viewers. I know we have a few new friends over my strong supporters over there at the Laura Haviland program. Want to say a shout out and hello to you guys. I met a couple of you already, so welcome to this show. Thank you for being excited and looking forward to being a part of the show. That's always important to me. I'm so glad to have all of you here. And once you become a part of the show, you are what I like to call the Frenzy Nation. So welcome to the nation. Any new viewers this season? That goes out to all my friends at all the different schools that still broadcast our show. I thank you very much for that, and your continued love and support. You guys all rock out there, and I'm so happy that you are continuing to love and support the show and support me. Gosh, my looking, I don't have a stylist or hairstylist or anything for the show, so I look just a smidge rough tonight. It's for all everyone that knows that works in school with me too. It's our first official week back to school, so what you see is what you get. I do feel a little rough around the edges, but we're doing all right. It's only the first week, so hey. A few things. There's been a few comments coming in here and there. Some people have said to me, Coach Cole, you're starting to look a little rough these days. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm looking a little rougher around the edges. I'm doing some different things this season. This year. Yeah, I'm the coach still, but I'm looking a little gruffer, tapping back into my heavy metal hard rock side a little bit, I guess. So yes, I'm growing out the goatee. So we'll see how long that lasts for. I gotta be truthful. The absolutely hates it, but I'm being I'm being defiant right now. What can I say? I like it. I'm gonna grow it out for a while. Yes, the coach looks a little rough. Yes, the coach looks a little gruffer than he normally does, but I'm still the coach. So I hope everybody had a great summer. It sure is good to be back. This is kind of the permanent setup I got going on for the recording and lighting frenzy purposes and everything right now. So this is going to be pretty much where I do most of the recording and everything. I just couldn't get in the man cave. I just couldn't get really the proper lighting that I wanted for it. So I went into another room and have kind of just kept the room very basic. This is what it's going to look like as far as when recording goes. I think it's going to be better for the lighting and everything because we were having some lighting issues and everything too. And so we'll see picture quality what this looks like for a while and go with a simpler set, I guess, so to speak. Other than that, nothing else has really changed. We'll still have the same format for you guys. Oh, I did have some major complications this week. I haven't used my editing software in a while. I had major complications plugging in the games where I wanted them to be. So the sheets certain games look a little funny, and I apologize for that. I don't know how I'm going to work that bug out yet, but hey, it would not be Sports Frenzy if I did not have any bugs to work out, okay? So, I mean, we've pretty much been full of bugs every season, so keep our fingers crossed right now. And right now, we are recording the show on Thursday nights. We're live on Facebook. We do Facebook Live, and we also do. We're also filming the show on YouTube Live. So what I do is we film the show Thursday nights, and then it goes out to all our schools and all our programs on Friday. So that's what it looks like. If it's football season, so I don't think other games I have on here won't be affected record-wise, like our baseball games and some other games would be from time to time. Everything should be right on schedule as far as records go. And I like to shoot it on Thursday nights. That way, going into our Friday frenzies at schools, we have almost as much of the up-to-date news and information sports-wise as we can. So tonight is for Thursday night, as we're recording the show, is the premiere of NFL football. Sorry, I didn't even look to see what two teams are playing. I will be watching after I'm done recording the show. So that being said, one of the other things you'll notice I don't have with me tonight is I somewhere misplaced my clipboard. So we're off to a humdinger of a start, if anybody even knows what humdinger is anymore. And one thing that is still with the show, I have my lemonade. I just have it in my my Big B coffee mug that I got my free hot chocolate in. But yes, I'm still drinking lemonade, and I have my lemonade here on the show in my Big B mug that I got free for the first day of school for being a teacher. So special shout out to Big B Coffee for the cool mug and the free drink for being a teacher. I appreciate that. All right, so let's see. I need to go over here to my bag, grab out a pen, and then we'll get things started. Let's get things rolling here. As many of you will remember, shout out to all my friends and the coaches at Columbia Central, who are strong supporters of Sports Frenzy and who have made me an honorary member of the team. I love it. I don't know what I did. I think I shrunk my shirt or I got bigger. That's probably more the truth. I got bigger. But one thing you can never outgrow is the hat. So I'm supporting and showing my love as an honorary member of the Columbia Central Golden Eagles, baby. And of course, those of you that don't know me yet, I am a diehard Michigan Wolverine fan. The show has been always, it really was always built on the foundations of Michigan, all things Michigan, by my buddy, me and Chris Bull started it in the beginning, and it continued on with me and my other buddy, Jamie Rose, for many years, both diehard Michigan fans. So we're way, way biased to all things Michigan, and that will reflect, and you will see that a lot on this show. As a sports broadcaster, and as big as the show has grown, I try to be a little less mean to other teams. There's still some teams I'm very mean to, so I do show a lot of bias to the Go Blue Michigan boys. All right, so this is how the show goes. We chit-chat some. We do some stuff like this. Then we jump into our picks for the week. And then at the end of the show, I give you information, try to touch base on some of the information that's on our Sports Frenzy page. So, again, You can watch the show on YouTube. It's at Sports Frenzy 1 anytime you want. After I'm done recording it, it's on YouTube. I also have the Twitter at Sports Frenzy 1. That's our Twitter feed. I'm sorry. And then YouTube. YouTube is Coach Cole Sports Frenzy 1. I should get all this information straight to people that are trying to write it down. So the YouTube page is Coach Cole Sports Frenzy 1. My Twitter feed is at Sports Frenzy 1. Instagram, we have an Instagram now. It's at Sports Frenzy 1. And the Facebook page, if you're not a member of the Facebook page yet, just look it up, or if one of your friends are, you can click on it and they can help you get to it. And then I will approve you as quickly as I can. I look at the page on a daily basis. Some of the things that make the page pretty cool is I have it's really cool because I have a lot of contributors to the Sports Frenzy Facebook page now, which is awesome. So if I miss something or I'm busy doing something, you, the nation, if you're a member of the page, if there's something breaking in sports, you can put it on there. We have people all the time contributing to the show. Jamie Rose still contributes to the show. My buddy, the professor, he contributes. Jeff, he contributes to the show a lot. And just various people. Roger Schoonover puts his posts on every now and again. So yes, it's pretty awesome. It's an interactive page. But we do try to keep it, we try to stay pretty family friendly so everybody can enjoy it, because I do have some of my students' families that follow at home too, and some of our students that follow. So sometimes we get some pretty heated debates and stuff going on there. And sometimes we get a little passionate about stuff, but for the most part, we do truly try to stay family friendly on this show. All right, so let's jump into this week's picks. We are season 10, episode 1, and it is the time of year again, folks. It is football season, and that's about the only thing I like about this time of the year. I don't like that it's getting darker sooner. I don't like that it's getting cooler now. I don't like that it's dark in the morning when I go to work. I don't like it. I'm a summer guy. I may not even do a whole lot, but I like my summers. Fall's okay, but fall to me just leads into winter, and I hate winter. So, but hey, you know what? I live in Michigan. What am I going to do? But there is one thing I do love this time of the year, and that is football season. Yes! All the way around football season. We got high school football action, we got college football action, and we got NFL football action this week. And my gosh, before we blink an eye, hockey season's going to be here again as well. All right, so starting off this week, there's a few little tweaks I did to the sheets a little differently. One thing, I didn't put the times under every game. So what we do here is on sheet number 1, we're starting off with our high school games. And we like to cover all our Lenawee County schools and, of course, Columbia Central, because of my good buddy Coach Ron and the team making me an honorary member. They will always be on our sheets forever and ever from here on out. All right. So I try to keep the games interesting. So I'll always have like Michigan, and even though I don't like them, MSU on here. And I try to keep I have most of our local colleges. I do have our local colleges on here, like Adrian, Siena, and Hillsdale. But I do take requests. So if you have a favorite team and you'd like to let me know about it, you can email me. You know what? You can write on Facebook if you want to. You can do something that way. Or if you want to get a hold of me, I don't have an actual Sports Frenzy email, so you can just get my work email, which is tim.cole@lisd.us for most of you out there. you could just email me your team if you'd like to have a team on here, and I'll see what I can do about getting them on here. I make no promises of that because there are some teams I can't stand. All right. With that being said, let's get into our show. Shout out to a few of our fans on the Facebook Live page. Logan's on, and Sue is on. Logan, good to see you, man. Hope everything's going well for you. All right, let's get into our first picks. We have high school football. These are Friday night games, so it'll be the people watching not live. You'll hear me say a lot of times for the live show, I'll say the games start tonight. And so that's for the people that are watching on Friday. So these are Friday night games. 7 p.m. is kickoff unless otherwise mentioned. In our first game of the week, we have the 0 wins and 1 loss Addison Panthers. They are on the road this week. They are traveling to Manchester. Manchester has 0 wins and 1 loss. Now, there's a lot of background and stories of those of you who know me on this one. I grew up in Addison. I went to Addison schools. I graduated from Addison schools. Not going to go back to what year I graduated. But anyway, in my day, there was always a lot of talk that Addison was not good. And we, other than our sportsters, most people knew that Addison was not good. Through the generations and through the years, still same, a lot of people there. However, administration has changed. Some of the coaches are still there from the way back in the day. Administration's changed. It's a whole new Addison schools. And they're a little attitude-ish if you say the team is no good. Well, I don't mean this in any derogatory way at all, but a derogatory way towards Britton Deerfield, who is a very small 2-person school. But Addison got beat by Britton Deerfield last week. So Addison, as far as I know, is way bigger than Britton Deerfield combined. There was also a write-up article in something or other about Addison's football program and their attitudes changing. And I got to tell you, I'm just not buying into it, folks. I have been at Addison forever. This gets me into trouble. I'm not going to lie. This gets me into trouble big time because anybody I went to school with and other people from Addison, they will rip your head off if you say anything bad about the Panthers. So I've been accused of not being loyal. That's been said before. That's been said about me. So I'm not loyal to my team, and I should show loyalty to and remember my roots. That's another one I was told. Remember my roots. So, with that being said, anybody from Addison that might be watching, get ready to throw it at me because I'm giving the win to Manchester. I cannot see. I mean, they're already, like I said, and I'm not meaning this to be offensive to Britton Deerfield, even though it's coming out that way. But they got their first big victory against Addison. So the Panthers, I'm not I don't have any hope for the Panthers. All right, next up, we are traveling to where the Sports Frenzy Studios currently are and where a few of our classrooms watch as well. That's right. We're talking about those 0 wins and 1 loss. The Adrian Maples, baby. All right, I know it. I know it's a brand new year. For those of you in the Adrian area, we got the Adrian High School classroom with Michelle Paulson and the gang. I know you guys want to do it. So give your team the big old shout out. Let's go. Let me hear it right now. Get loud, get proud. Make sure those football players can hear you in the hallway. Shout it out for the Adrian Maples, baby. I can't hear you. You're not loud enough. Come on, louder. I know it's a new school year, but you guys can do better than that. Let me hear you in Paulson's room. Get loud. Louder. You can do better. Come on. Those football players want to hear you. Don't you support your team? Cheer. Get it out there. That's better. That is so much better. I can hear it. I can hear it actually in the studios. The studio walls rumbled a little bit, I believe. You guys did good that time. And I know there's other people out there that support Adrian. We got some fans at the Hope Center for the Adrian Maples guys over there. Yeah, maybe. All right, I don't know. But anyway, the Maples, they have a new coach this year, and I heard he's pretty much no nonsense. He's used to winning. Doesn't like to – I'm pretty sure he doesn't like to lose. So I don't know what that's going to do for the team or not. But they have 0 wins and 1 loss, so I bet their practices haven't been too fun. They're on the road this week, though. But they were on the road last week, too, which I thought was kind of weird. They played at Eastern Michigan. We have the Jackson Vikings. The Jackson Vikings have 1 win and 0 losses. And, watch out. Playing in Jackson at night. Woo! Did I say that out loud? Jackson has 1 win and 0 losses. New coach at Adrian thinks he's going to turn the program around. I've talked to some people about this. Get a drink of lemonade before we make our decision here. Okay. Coach Co's decision is in. And he does not want to start a riot, but he does want to hear the big old shout outs because I'm going to support those Adrian Maples, baby, for the victory this week. Going to Jackson, they're going to walk into Jackson and show them what a football team's like as they come home with the victory. For all their fans out there, all those cheering right now, with noise level is so loud you can barely hear me talking right now. That's right, the Adrian Maples for the victory this week. Oh, man. This next game I think is going to be huge this week, and that's why I have made it your first 3-point bonus game. But I know I've heard Coach Boring over there at the Laura Havlin program talk about this. You guys know what I do here. Most of you know what I do here. Some of you are going to learn this for the first time. And I think Coach Travis actually sings along with us on this one. So let's get fired up because this one is it's your first 3-point bonus game. It's your first 3-point bonus game. Everybody sing it with me now. It's your first 3-point bonus game. Yes, it is. That was bad. I'm a little out of practice. My voice is very scratchy on that one. Ooh. That was terrible. Way out of pitch on that. It either gets worse or it gets better. I'm going to tell you guys the truth on that one. And hey, if Travis had some backup vocals for me, it might sound okay. Anyway, we have the Clinton Redskins They are 1 win and 0 losses going into this game. This is where my wife went to school and where we lived for quite some time. Huge supporter of Clinton. 1 win, 0 losses. They're on the road this week. They are traveling to and playing the red hot Blissfield Royals. They did some stomping into the ground this week. They have 1 win and 0 losses as well. I know. It's a tough one. It's your 3-point bonus game. That's why it's your first 3-point bonus game of the year. So what that means, other than you getting to hear me doing some very poor singing, that means this game, when we tally up the scores, if you pick the team that win, you get 3 points instead of just 1. So 3-point bonus is what we call it. I know my classroom that I work with, we do a lot with the Blissfield Royals 5th graders, and I'm sorry to disappoint you guys, but I am a Clinton Redskin fan. Go Clinton. All right, this next game, and this is what I was talking about, our sheets being messed up a little bit. I don't know why it kept doing this to me, but it kept moving all my stuff around. So it looks a little weird on the sheets. But our next game features the team that I'm an honorary member of. That's right. We're talking about those Columbia Central Golden Eagles, baby. The Eagles have 1 win and 0 losses going into this season. And they're on the road this week, traveling to and playing against the Leslie Blackhawks. And as of the making of the sheets and the recording of the show, it showed that they hadn't played a game yet. So it says they don't have anything under their belt from what I looked up on the record. That may have changed. And those of you that are working with Coach Ron, if he has the inside scoop on that, he might be able to tell you. But at the time of my recording and the time of this, I didn't have it. But you know what? To me, it doesn't matter anyway, because the Golden Eagles, baby, for the victory all day long, every day. Golden Eagles go. Someday I'm going to have to get out there and get a picture with the team so I can have a picture for the Sports Frenzy office. All right. Next high school action game we have for you guys. And again, remember, all these games kick off at 7 p.m. Friday. We are talking about another Eagles team. They're not as good as the Golden Eagles. They're the Erie Mason Eagles. One thing I've learned over the years in Sports Frenzy, there are a lot of Eagle teams and there are a lot of Bulldog teams. Anyway, we have the Erie Mason Eagles. They have 1 win and 0 loss on the season so far. And they are traveling to and playing against the unbelievable 1 win and 0 losses, the Britton Deerfield Patriots. I'm really doubting that the Patriots are going to get it done 2 weeks in a row. I honestly don't believe that's going to happen. So I am going to go with the Eagles for the win. Hey everybody, it looks like on our Facebook Live we have Roger Schoonover joining the show. Hello, Roger. Thanks for watching the show. We appreciate you supporting us. All right, our next high school football game. We have the Hudson Tigers. Shout out to my sideline reporter, Rich Hollowell, who reports all things Hudson Tigers. I'm assuming he'll be on the sidelines again this year. I'll find out soon. So he gives me all my inside reports on Hudson football. Hudson, they have 0 wins and 1 loss. They're on the road this week. They are traveling to and playing against the Morenci Bulldogs. The Bulldogs have 0 wins and 1 loss. I got to tell you on this one, both teams. Let me see. Both teams have. I have not got any information on Hudson this year. So usually I end up going. I'm going to go Hudson, and that's just because of my buddy and sideline reporter Rich Hollowell reporting out for me from Hudson. I don't want to make him angry. So I'm going with the Hudson Tigers on that one. All right, next up, continuing on with high school football action, we have 2 Wildcat teams. I guess Wildcats is kind of a popular thing too. We have the Lakeview Wildcats. They have 0 wins and 2 losses. They're on the road traveling to and playing against the Onstead Wildcats. Onstead's where our old studio used to be. A lot of good memories out there in Onstead, in the Onstead schools. I did enjoy watching some Onstead football over the years. They actually had they got a pretty nice football field, and their concession stand is really awesome. I mean, you definitely got to have good food with your football games, right? Onstead Wildcats have 1 win and 0 losses. I'm going to stand behind the Onstead Wildcats. Stay local on this one. Go Wildcats, go. Or Onstead Wildcats, I should say, since it's the Battle of the Wildcats. All right. This next game could have easily been a 3-point bonus game for us as well. We have the Lenawee Christian Cougars. They have 1 win and 0 losses. And I got to tell you, a friend of mine, a teacher I used to work with, Melissa Morton, both her sons are on the team this year. So I have an interest in watching. I might try and make some of their games if at all possible. And check them out this season. They are on the road this week. They are playing the Sand Creek Aggies. That's right. The Aggies, as reported by my sideline reporter out of Sand Creek, Isaac Cole, my son, who has also helped with many things on the Sports Frenzy show, including putting the videos together and stuff for you. He went to the game and reported for us last week. He was our sideline reporter out of Sand Creek. He said Sand Creek looked really good, and they dominated in this game. So this could be quite the battle. We have 2 very good teams butting heads right now. So will Sand Creek pull off the victory this week, or will Lenawee Christian get the win? I like both these teams. This is a hard one for me to call this week. So because I kind of have friends on both sides here. You know, we know some families out in Sand Creek, and I definitely am a strong supporter of Melissa Morton and her family's her boys playing. So I think I'm just going to defer and stay neutral on this game. So I'm going to do no pick on this one and sacrifice a point. Let you guys battle that one out yourselves and see how you feel about it. But that's how I feel about it. Got friends on both sides, so I'm not gonna choose on that one. All right, next up, we have the Lincoln Rail Splitters. They have 1 win and 0 losses. They are traveling to and playing against the Tecumseh Indians, who came away with a victory, it looks like. The Indians have 1 win and 0 losses. And this is another one of those games on my sheet that's a little bit messed up, and I'm sorry. I apologize for that. Tecumseh is where my son graduated from. Oh, I don't know. Let me take a quick peek out here and see if maybe Isaac's out here and can make any. Bring in Isaac on this one if he's out there. Where's Isaac?
Isaac.
I need you. To get your opinion on something. Bringing in Isaac Cole on the camera for a moment. Special guest picker for this game. You are a graduate of Tecumseh Schools.
I am.
And so Tecumseh is playing the Lincoln Rail Splitters this week. And so I thought I'd bring you in for this game because you know Tecumseh style better than I do. You once played football there. So do you think they can beat the Rail Splitters, Lincoln, this week? Or do you think...
Honestly, I have not paid attention to Tecumseh football in a very long time.
I know you've been following more Sand Creek, but...
I'm going to go with probably not, but just from what I know from the past. But, yeah, I guess we'll see how that plays out.
All right, Isaac Cole, my son. He's also he has edited the theme song that I show you guys. And my future plans are for him to do some more editing. He'll be maybe putting together some new stuff for us on the newer. I'd hope to have something put together for this season, but neither one of us has been able to get to it. So, but he eventually will be putting together new Sports Frenzy intros for us. He's been our one-time editor-in-chief. You actually see him in the old video. This is him grown up now. All right, we'll go back a game for you. This one more. I'll have you do one more pick with me. I'm going to step back one game. We had the Lenawee Christian Cougars playing Sand Creek Aggies. I know you're a huge fan of the Aggies, as you like to go. You were my sideline reporter last week. First of all, are you thinking about going to this game this week?
I've definitely considered it. I have the day off, so.
All right, they are playing Lenawee Christian Cougars. Lenawee Christian Cougars have 2 players you'll be somewhat familiar with. You probably don't remember them a whole lot because you were younger than I think Melissa had her first son already when you were around. Melissa Morton, teacher I used to work with, both her sons, on the varsity team for Lenawee Christian this year. I deferred this game because I know both sides. I have friends on both sides. What's your thoughts? You watched Sand Creek play last week. You see their playing style. You see what they're doing. How do you feel about Sand Creek's odds this week of Lenawee Christian?
I definitely feel good about that. I've seen the Lenawee Christian boys practicing a couple of times, and they're small kids. I mean, that's going to be good for speed, but I mean, Sand Creek's team is pretty stacked. From what I saw from the first game, at least, I don't think Lenawee Christian's going to be able to deal with their run game at all.
All right. Cool. Well, all right. That is my son, Isaac Cole, making a couple of guest picks this week. Thanks, boy. Appreciate it. Love you.
No problem.
And we'll have him occasionally when he can, when he's available, do a couple of picks for us here and there. Thanks, Isaac. We'll see you later. All right. So with Isaac saying that, I'm going to go with Lincoln getting the victory this week. All right. Our last high school basketball. Oh my gosh. Our last high school football game of the week. We have the Madison Trojans. They have 1 win and 0 losses. And they are coached by a guy that I really like, Coach Taz. Awesome guy. He used to be a neighbor with me back in his day when he was playing college ball. One of the nicest guys in the world. I really hope he can get some winning action and sticks around as coach. They have 1 win and 0 losses, but they are on the road this week. They're traveling to and playing the Shrine Knights, who also have 1 win and 0 losses. I have not seen either one of these teams. I don't even know what they look like. I'm just going by the fact that I like Coach Taz. So I'm going to give Madison the victory. All right, that's it for our high school football games. We're going to move into college football action, folks. And these games are being played on Saturday, but we do have times and channels for you guys. So listen closely. And a couple of these games are really messed up on the sheets too, as far as the way they print it out. Again, I'm sorry for that. I don't understand what's going on with my editing program. But we're going to start off with the Adrian Bulldogs. This will be week 1 action for them starting off. This is their very first game of the season. So neither one of these teams have played yet. And I may butcher this name. Sometimes I'm terrible with these names. We have the Heidelberg Knights, I believe is how it's pronounced. They haven't played yet. So there's 0 wins and 0 losses. They're going to be here in Adrian. And they're going to be playing your Adrian Bulldogs. Let me hear it for the Bulldogs. Give the Bulldogs a shout out. Let's go, Adrian. Let's go, Adrian. Let's go, Adrian. That's right. The Adrian Bulldogs. The Bulldogs haven't played any games yet this season. They have 0 wins and 0 losses. But I predict after this week, they will be 1-0, baby, as I am going with the Bulldogs. Kickoff for that game is 6 p.m. It's not a televised game. So if you want to see it, go down there and support the team. I really don't know how much tickets are to get in, but go down there and check it out. They usually draw a pretty good crowd. And, yeah, that's a 6 p.m. kickoff. All right, next up, we have the Olivet Nazarene Tigers. They have not played a game yet this season either. But Mr. Boring and Amanda Ream's daughter actually goes to this college. And last time I knew, this may have changed since last I knew, but I believe she was friends with one of the football players, right? Is that still true, Mr. Boring? So there's some interest there. I don't necessarily always put them on the schedule, but I try to get them on there. And at convenient this week, they're playing the Siena Heights Saints. The Saints of Siena. They have 0 wins and 0 losses. They have not been in action yet. Siena hasn't always had great seasons. They're still looking for that big season. And I'm going to support them. I'm going to go with Siena Heights. Go Siena for the victory. Kickoff for that game is 12 p.m. It'll be on at 12. It is being played at 12. Kickoff at 12 at Siena Heights Field. And I'm sorry, I don't even know if your field might have a name, and I don't know what that name is. So it's a Siena Heights Field to me right now until I figure that out. So 12 p.m. kickoff, non-televised games. If you want to see that one, get down there and support the Siena Heights team. We have, and our third somewhat local team. Not these guys. This is Michigan Tech. Michigan Tech has 0 wins, 0 losses so far. They have not played yet this season. And they are traveling to and playing against the Hillsdale Chargers. Those of you guys who know me well also may know their baseball coach, and Coach Gordy and his son coach the Hillsdale Chargers baseball team, and that's why we're strong supporters of the Hillsdale Chargers. The Hillsdale Chargers football team, they have 0 wins, 0 losses going into this game. I am going to go with the Hillsdale Chargers for the victory. All right, that brings us up to our NCAA, our other college football games. Most of these teams, I believe, all right. Most of these teams have won. This is week 2 for the rest of these games from here on out. So our next game, this should be a good game, folks. No disrespect or dissing on these guys. We have the 1 win and 0 losses, the Army Black Knights. They, however, are going to be traveling to what I consider the world's greatest college team. We're talking about those mighty Michigan Wolverines, baby. We got to give a shout out to the victors. Hail to the victors. Hail, hail to Michigan, the leaders and the best. Go Blue! Those who stay will be winners. That's right. We're talking about the mighty Michigan Wolverines. They are ranked number 7th this week on the AP Top 25 polls. They have 1 win and 0 losses under their belt. Excuse me. Exciting times. We have a new offensive coordinator changing things up. Looked a little rough in the beginning, but they got all the little snags worked out and eventually got the ball rolling. That's right. You're looking at the mighty Michigan Wolverines. Go Blue for the victory. This game kicks off at 12 p.m. and will be seen on, I have it as Fox. Looks Fox is going to be carrying the game. So go Blue! Next up, we have the Western Michigan Broncos. On your sheet, guys, I'm sorry for that first game, Michigan. I apparently forgot to change that to 1 win and 0 losses because I got it as 0 and 0. All right, according to my schedule, looking at the schedule, I believe this is not a typo. We have the Western Michigan Broncos. The Broncos have 2 losses under their belt already. 0 wins and 2 losses. They are on the road this week. And you guys, some of you guys are going to love this. Some of you guys will hate this. I have a patent pending on this. Going to have shirts drawn up for it with flames shooting off it and everything. We have the number 19th ranked East Lansing Burning Couches. That's right. The East Lansing Burning Couches have 1 win under their belt and 0 losses. That is, I can tell you, a patent pending on the East Lansing Burning Couches, exclusive to the Sports Frenzy Show and to me. East Lansing Burning Couches have 1 win, 0 losses, and are ranked 19th. This game will kick off at 7:30 p.m. It will be on the BTN Big Ten Network. I love my MAC teams. I'm not going to lie. I do like the MAC division. I do like watching the MAC teams play. There's just something about the MAC teams I enjoy. I don't know. Western Michigan is one of those teams that I've actually catch in action when I can. But I don't think the East Lansing Burning Couches are going to have – I don't know how much trouble they're going to have, unfortunately, with Western Michigan. I'm going to go with the Burning Couches for the victory. All right, our next several games, I just looked at our top 25 AP polls, and I tried to put games on here that I thought were going to be good for you guys, and games that teams that are in the rankings. We also put Alabama on here because because I have a former coworker who's actually still drives buses. Actually, she's watching part of the show right now. Beth Buer is a huge Alabama fan, and the classroom that she used to work for with Mrs. Chapman, it's one of their games that they put on their board. They're the younger kids, so they do like a very small version of Sports Frenzy, and it eventually leads up to the kids being able to come down and join us for Sports Frenzy a little bit in my classroom. So they have the Alabama game on there always. And so I will always have the Alabama games on here as well for my strong Frenzy Nation supporters like Bev Buer. So we have the New Mexico Saint Aggies. They have 0 wins and 1 loss. They are playing and probably going to get whooped down pretty good. The number 2 ranked Alabama. I don't foresee the Crimson Tide having any issues. They have 1 win and 0 losses. Kickoff for this game is 4 p.m., and you can watch it on the SECN network. But I'm giving Alabama the win for sure. Roll Tide, roll. Next up, we have the number 12th ranked Texas A&M Aggies. They have 1 win and 0 losses. They are on the road traveling to and playing against the number 1 team in the nation. Talking about those Clemson Tigers. They have 1 win and 0 losses. This game is being played at 3:30, and you can watch it on ABC. Yes, regular old ABC. Will this be a game? It's possible. I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, Texas A&M must be halfway decent, or they wouldn't be in the top 25 polls. Clemson, I didn't watch them last week, so I don't know what they look like. Obviously, they must have performed well enough to keep their number one position. I'm going to go the easy path and just stay with Clemson for the victory on that one. And again, that's a 3:30 kickoff on ABC. All right, next up, we have our second 3-point bonus game. This is the one where we get a little heavy metal-ish on you guys. So here we go. 3 points. 3 points. It's your second 3-point bonus game. Yes, it is. And this one should be a very good one, as we have the number 6th ranked LSU Tigers. They have 1 win and 0 losses. They are traveling to and playing against the number 9th ranked LSU, the Texas Longhorns. They have 1 win and 0 losses. This is your prime time action game at 7:30 p.m., and it will be on ABC. A 3-point bonus game. Number 6 takes on number 9. Texas going up the rankings this week. Oh. I don't know why. I haven't studied these teams. I don't know anything about them, really. But I think I'm going to go with the number 9 Texas Longhorns for the victory. We'll see what happens on that one. All right, next up, we have Eastern Michigan Eagles. I guess I put a couple of teams on here. MAC teams. I got a MAC team on here. Another MAC team. The Eastern Michigan Golden Eagles aren't off to a very good start. They have 0 wins and 1 loss. And they are traveling to and playing against the Kentucky Wildcats. The Kentucky Wildcats started out a little bit rough last week against Toledo, but then they picked up their game, and they ended up beating up on Toledo pretty good. So I'm thinking, and Toledo honestly is better than, unfortunately, is way better than Eastern Michigan. Talking about the Toledo Rockets. So I'm going to have to say that the Kentucky Wildcats, who have 1 win and 0 losses, they're going to come out with the victory on this one. This was not a televised game, but it is being played at 7:30. And your last game of the week, folks, and those of you that are new to Coach Cole's Sports Frenzy, there is absolutely no way in beep that I am going to be, that I ever support this team, or I ever that I will mention their name even. There is no love for this team at all. I can tell you that right now, and this is the best they will ever get on this show. And I'm not talking about these guys. This is the Cincinnati Bearcats. The Bearcats, I watched this game, and they actually impressed me this past week. That's why I put them on here. They actually played a very good game and looked very good out there, very strong. They have 1 win and 0 losses. They are playing a team that some of you will know. Michigan fans, if you're a supporter of Michigan, you know already what I'm talking about here. And again, once again, these guys do not get mentioned on this show very often, any more than I have to mention them. It is that team from down below. That's right. We're talking about that team down below that nobody, and I do mean nobody on the show, gives a crap about. They are currently I could care less about this. Currently ranked 5th in the nation. I could care less about that. Currently ranked 5th in the nation. I could care less about that. That's all the information you're going to get on them. I don't care. If you want to find out anything else about these guys, what their record is or whatever, I put it on the sheet in very fine print, very small print. I could care less about these guys. And you will never, again, hear me mention their name on the show. They're playing the Cincinnati Bearcats, and I hope the Cincinnati Bearcats upset them. That would be amazing. It would be awesome to watch. This game kicks off at 12 p.m., and you can watch it on the ABC network. I got the Cincinnati Bearcats. The other team down below. The only reason I put them on the sheet this week is because they were playing Cincinnati. Hey, on Facebook Live, it looks like we now currently have Jamie Rose joining the show. Jamie Rose, some of you know him, some of you do not know him. He is a former co-host of the show and unfortunately had to leave a couple of seasons back due to his job. So he wasn't able to find the time to record with me anymore. At his previous job, we were doing some pretty late shoots then too. So at least now I can do a show with the sun up. Anyway, Jamie, still love you, man. Miss you tons on the show. It's good to see that you're taking in the show for a few minutes. Thanks for watching, buddy. All right, guys, we are jumping into our final 3 football games this week. We have NFL football action for you guys. I do have some mixed feelings about the NFL. Lots of nonsense and stupidity going on in the NFL lately. Again, I can tell you right off the top of the bat, if I will not support any teams where you don't stand for the national anthem, where you're dissing on the national anthem or dissing on America. That kind of crap will not fly with me. My grandpa served in the military. He was a Marine. My dad served in the Army for this country. And anybody who served, yes, I know there's this whole ordeal and all this nonsense about the freedoms, your freedom to do whatever. But to me, and it doesn't have any, it has a lot to do with that, but it also has to do with other things. I feel like you're being paid lots of money in the NFL. It's a business. You represent the company you're working for, which is the team you're a part of. I have rules and regulations that are expected of me. They should have the same rules and regulations everybody else has. And things that bug me about the NFL are some of the things, just a few of the things that bother me are how they act like that. But the other things that bother me are these huge, huge contract holdouts and these people that are already making millions of dollars who stop and won't play until they make millions more because they think they're greater than the money they agreed to work for, which is absolutely ridiculous. Normal people like you and I couldn't do that. If I tried to tell my employer that, you know what, I don't think you're paying me what I think I'm worth right now, they'd kick my butt to the curb. There'd be no me just holding out, sitting at home, not doing my job. I'd be fired. And so, these contract holdouts, they should just it's just ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. NFL has gone way, way out there. But gosh darn it all, I boycotted NFL games for a couple years, and I'm missing some football, man. So I brought some games back on because the nation asked me to, and just because my personal views doesn't necessarily mean it should be affected for everybody. So as a sports reporter, bringing back some NFL games, and yes, I plan on watching some NFL games as long as there's no stupidity going on. So our games, these are the first games of the NFL kickoff. And currently, right now, as we're filming the show Thursday night, they are getting ready for is it Green Bay and Cleveland they're playing tonight? Green Bay. let's see. I didn't even check to see, honestly. Let me roll this back real quick here. See who's playing this week. All right, we have Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears kicking off Thursday night football action for you guys. So probably most of you that aren't watching the show live, or if you are watching the show live, you'll be turning on the game as soon as we're done here. Those of you who are watching the video Friday, the game will already be over and you'll have your final score and a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So anyway, that's who's playing tonight. But for our schedule this week, our NFL games I have chosen. These are Sunday games. We have the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm a Chiefs fan because I like their coach. Their coach used to be the coach of Philadelphia Eagles. I love him. Andy Reid is an awesome coach, and I wish him nothing but total success. So I support the Kansas City Chiefs. So I will get them on here as often as I can. They have 0 wins and 0 losses. They are going to be on the road this week against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And as far as I've heard and know, Kansas City is pretty highly ranked this year. Not as far as not actually ranked, but as far as people talking about them, they're a team to watch, I guess. So I am going with Kansas City for the victory. This game kicks off at 1 p.m. and will be on, it says it's on CBS, but I'm not sure it's going to be the local CBS because our local CBS, I'll get to that in a minute. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. All right, next up we have the Detroit. Should we just call them the Pussycats too? I mean, we've already called our Detroit Tigers. We ripped them off as the Pussycats. I don't feel like the Lions are going to go anywhere this season either. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sit here and try and be a Lions supporter when I've been out of the loop for the NFL and for a couple of years, and I'm coming back in, and they still are. They're cutting people that you would think they'd want to keep, and the Lions just are the Lions, and there's no such thing as really a truly good Lions team. I mean, we have a hard time putting together any good teams here in Detroit. Let's be honest. They are traveling to and playing the Arizona Cardinals. They haven't played a game yet either. They have 1 win and 0 losses. I'm going with the Arizona Cardinals. I'm not going to fake it and pretend that the Lions are going to do anything this year when I know they're not. Should I support the Lions? Because, yeah, I should maybe, but I'm not going to. I'm going for the point I'm giving up on the one game I deferred to. All right, in our final for those of you who actually are going to attempt to watch Lions football this year, they play at 4:35 on Fox. So you might actually get to see a decent team play. The Lions come on this week. Next up, our last game of the week. We have the Tennessee Titans. The Titans have 0 wins and 0 losses. They're on the road traveling to and playing against, you're never going to believe this, the Cleveland Browns, a team who actually have showed a spark this season and actually don't look too bad. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns. If they're playing at the same time as the Lions and the Lion game turns out to be absolutely horrible, you may want to actually switch over and watch some Browns football this year. Although I can tell you, they don't have Jabril Peppers anymore, so I can't remember who he went to, but he's not with them, and he went in a trade deal. So anyway, I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns for the victory on that one. And that does it for your actual all the actual games. Those of you who follow along, some of you do, some of you don't. We also have NASCAR action. And I actually took the time. I finally updated our NASCAR sheets. Yes. I took off all the drivers that are retired and put on some new people. Can you believe it? I got all our current. I went through and put the current top drivers on here that I could find. There's still a write-in spot for those who want to write in there if there's a driver that is not on here. And let me break out my tablet here. I forgot. Sorry, Facebook Live. Knocked on the camera. I forgot to look up where the race is this week. Bear with me as I pull that up for you. Google, where is the NASCAR race at this week? So my other tablet I'm trying this season has a Google thing on here that you can push and it's supposed to tell you. So far, nothing. Google, where is the NASCAR race at this week? I could probably type it in faster. Okay. That's pretty worthless. I can tell you that right now. All right, so let's look at NASCAR schedule. Let's see what we got for you guys this week on NASCAR. All right. You guys. Let me see here. Move this for a second. All right. This is kind of humorous, actually. You guys are going to love the name of this one. So the name of our race, the race is Sunday. It is the Big Machine Vodka 400 at the Brickyard, powered by Florida Georgia Line. Did you get all that? The Big Machine Vodka 400, because we should definitely have a vodka supporting the NASCAR. The race starts at 2 p.m. Let's see if I can find the NASCAR standings for you guys real quick. All right. We got my guy, Kyle Busch, number 1, with 983 points. We got Joey Logano, number 2, with 919 points. We got Danny Hamlin, number 3, at 877 points. We got Kevin Harvick at number 4 with 864 points. Martin Truex Jr. at number 5 with 862 points. Brad Keselowski at 6 with 832 points. We got Kurt Busch at number 7 with 790 points. Chase Elliott at number 8 with 780 points. Kyle Larson at number 9 with 714 points. And R. Blaney at number 10 with 710 points. That is your top 10 NASCAR drivers for NASCAR this week. I have got my usual number 1 dude, Kyle Busch. That's who I usually go for. And sometimes I vote for Joey Logano too, but both those guys I like a lot. All right. Last but not least, we are going to go to the Sports Frenzy page. All right, we're going to go to our Sports Frenzy page, and we'll give you a few, just so our new friends can see, because we're about an hour and 15 minutes into the show already, believe it or not. So we'll give our friends some ideas of what we like to talk about. I usually try to keep the show at about an hour or so. It's first show of the season, so we're already going over. Let me see if I can get up any information on our Sports Frenzy page for you guys before we have to go. Boy, this is taking him forever for the information to load. Okay. Finally. Tablet loading really slow. Sorry, guys. Reports, some NFL news reports coming out. Antonio Brown not with the Raiders. It has been reported that he has been suspended. If you want to read more on that article, just go to the Facebook page and you can see what's going on there. There was a drone flown over Michigan Stadium during the game. 2 people have been arrested for that. There was nothing bad going on. Nothing bad going on with that. They weren't doing anything criminal wise or anything. But there is a rule against flying drones over Michigan Stadium. I think it's over any stadium, really. So 2 people were arrested for that. Reports for our buddy Roger Schoonover. Dodgers, one of the first teams to extend netting on Labor Day games, and it has made some fans unhappy. So they've been extending the netting this season in baseball because there has been a lot of people getting hit with baseballs. Some of it's foul balls flying up. such things like that. Some of it's people not paying attention to the game and putting their heads in their computers or their tablets and phones. Anyway, new wrestling program, AEW, crowned its first new champion, and that was Mr. Chris Jericho. For those of you who know Jericho, Jericho has always been a pretty awesome wrestler. However, Chris Jericho, after winning his championship, was out partying just a little bit, having a little too much fun, and somebody stole the belt. Yes, somebody took his belt. Thankfully, the police found it for him, and they were having a little bit of fun at Chris Jericho's expense, holding up the title and celebrating with it a little bit. So lots going on with the Dallas Cowboys. Apparently, Ezekiel Elliott, one of those whiners I was just talking about, was holding out because he couldn't play for the amount of money he was making. He wants to be the highest paid player in the NFL. Well, now he is one of the highest paid players in the NFL in his position because the Cowboys caved and gave him a 6-year extension. Yes, to be able to tell people you're not going to do your job and because you want extra money. Big news out of Red Wings. Nicholas Cronwell has retired. That's going to be a big hit for them. We will miss him, unfortunately, but we wish him all the best. Anyway, that's a little bit about what we try to do. And all this information, if you don't have it already, you can go to this Sports Frenzy page on Facebook and get our information all the time. Again, that's where everybody's posting stuff. Myself and other members of the nation post things. That's where you can keep up to the most date on information. I do try to update the Twitter feed as much as possible, too. Sometimes I get a little behind on that. But that gives you a little taste about what the show's about. I try to get you guys in the loop and keep you informed on what's going on as far as all things Sports Frenzy goes. And the full stories you can watch on the Sports Frenzy page. So that's it for our first week show, everybody. Awesome first show. Thank you, everyone, for coming back and watching the show once again. I'm so blessed to have you guys. I couldn't do this without you. I love every single one of you out there, and I thank you so much for everything you do to make this show successful. I'm the coach. Get out there this weekend and watch some football. There's going to be lots of football action going on. Also, I should mention that I'll try and do a recap show this year. The recap show will also be included with the next week of Sports Frenzy for those who don't get to watch the recap show. But I will record the recap show, hopefully get the recap show filmed and out there for you guys. We'll see what happens, okay? All right, everybody. I'm the coach. Be blessed, everyone. Get out there and enjoy some football this weekend or family time, whatever you like to do. And we'll catch you again here next week for episode 2. Take care, everybody.